in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, this is Barb Bruno and I want to welcome you to our webinar today. And what I'm talking about today is an extremely important topic because as an industry, as a staffing and a recruiting industry, we only place 5% of the people we attract, and that's worldwide. It was interesting, I just got back from the Tech Serve Alliance conference and I was interacting with people from the UK, from Ukraine, from Australia, from New Zealand, it was just amazing all the different countries that were there, and everybody was saying the same thing, that there's a definite shortage of candidates, but the problem is the candidates don't have the skill sets that we place. But it is important that you and I improve the candidate experience, because if they have a negative experience, it really does impact what they do in the future if they're ever in a hiring position. Individuals working in the recruiting and talent acquisition profession, I believe, are motivated by making a difference, improving the lives of the people we represent, and filling requisitions with top talent, whether they're job orders, assignments, or contracts. This is what we want to do. We want to fill our requisitions and make our clients happy. We want to improve the lives of the people we represent and make a difference. And of course, I always describe recruiters as social workers who like money. I think that's who we are. That's why I like most people I meet in our profession, because we're just good people. We're the people that take care of everybody. We're the people that take care of our family, our friends. We're just that kind of person. And it is frustrating for all of us when we can't help everybody that comes to us, but you and I both know we can't. I conduct weekly live webinars for job seekers. And it's interesting because they don't know who I am. They have no idea who I am. They don't know I own a staffing and a recruiting firm. And so on these calls, I do 20 minutes of training and then I open it for questions. And they're always telling me how frustrated they were. And if anything that I've learned by doing these job seeker calls for 2 years now is 100% of the people that are attracted to you expect you to either hire them or place them in a job. Like when they come to a staffing and a recruiting firm, they expect us to find them a job. And currently, unfortunately, we disappoint 95% of them. Because as you and I both know, we've got to place people with skills, stability, and experience. And we're all niche, we're all specialized. And so sometimes we get great talent, but they're not what we do, and so we can't help them. And again, they're disappointed. I think most of you know that I've been selected by LinkedIn Learning to do recruiting courses. And as a result, I've got access to LinkedIn Learning's big data. And according to LinkedIn and Forbes and Career Builder, the experience a candidate has with your company impacts their future buying decisions. And so many of the candidates that we don't find jobs for that are part of that 95%, they end up being hiring authorities. And then sometimes we wonder why the hiring authorities aren't hiring our people or why they're not taking our calls. Well, they might have had an experience working with a recruiter that was not good, because most individuals have had some kind of experience working with a recruiter, and the experience was either positive or negative. And this experience impacts their future buying decisions of your services. And so are they going to, buy from you in the future if they're ever a hiring authority? Chances are no. Now, why do we only place 5% of the candidates we attract? It's easy. They lack skills, the experience, the certifications. They're least placeable, or they're outside of what we do. Or sometimes there's major red flags. And then, of course, there's the candidates that have unrealistic expectations, like they have these very high salary demands, but their experience doesn't mandate that we can get them that salary. However, the 95% of the candidate flow that you won't place or hire, they're the ones that call in most frequently for updates. And I just want to share something with you. We surveyed over 2,000 companies, and we had the owners track how much time the average recruiter is spending recruiting, talking to, interviewing, and taking follow-up calls from candidates they're never going to place in a job. And the average is 90 minutes a day. So when you're saying to yourself that you don't have enough time to get things done, it's because who calls you the most? It's the candidates you're never going to place. Or if you have a temp or contract firm, the ones that are letting you know they're available. And you and I both know when they call to let us know they're available, it's never a quick call. They've got all kinds of questions and they want updates. And the problem is, you know what you and I do a lot? When we interview somebody, they say, "Can I call you?" And we go, "Okay," not knowing they're going to call us every single day or once or twice a day. And eventually you stop taking their calls, and now they're wondering what's wrong. because they expected you to find them a job. And again, on those job seeker calls, they either expect us to hire them in our offices or find them a job. They expect us to provide them with free career advice. They sometimes view you as their only lifeline to find a job. And this is scary because you and I both know that we interview people that are desperate. And it's bothered me. I've been in this profession over 30 years, and it's always bothered me that the candidates that need me the most, I can't help because they don't have the skills, the stability, or the experience that my clients will hire. And when candidates come to us, they feel they put their career in our hands. Unfortunately, they end up representing your greatest time waster. Like I told you, the average recruiter spends 90 minutes a day talking to candidates they're never going to place. And these are the candidates that get extremely vocal when you don't provide results. I want you to think about this for a moment. When is the last time you wrote a really positive review on something? Normally, when people are doing a good job, we're not as apt to go on social media as you are if, in fact, something happened that you didn't like. I mean, people are very apt. I was on a flight recently coming back, and it was interesting because our baggage didn't come, and we're waiting for quite a while, and people are just kind of standing there. And I saw a lot of people tweeting how Southwest Airlines doesn't have, good baggage control, that we've been in the baggage area for 20 minutes, and this is ridiculous. And they were putting it out on social media instantly. Now, I can tell you, if our luggage arrived on time, nobody would say anything. And unfortunately, the candidates that we help often don't go online and don't write recommendations on our LinkedIn profile, but all those candidates we can't place in jobs, they can be vocal. In any type of relationship, whether it's a relationship with your family, your friends, candidates, clients, in any kind of relationship, people want to know three things about you. They want to know if they can trust you. They want to know if you care about them. And they want to know that you do what you're saying you're going to do. So trust, care, and do. And again, if you don't hire or place every candidate, their perception is that you failed at all three. They can't trust you because you didn't find them a job. You don't care about them because now you've stopped taking their calls. And they expected you, what they heard when you interviewed them was that you were going to find them a job. They didn't hear you say you're lacking skills or stability or experience, which is what we have to do. We have to start being more honest with candidates. So again, let them know what they have to do in order to find a job. See, because on the other side of this discussion is your success. When you look at recruiters that are having a phenomenal year this year, and you look at recruiters that are doing okay, the recruiters that are really successful in our profession, they focus on the 5% of the candidates they're going to place. That's it. They just focus on the candidates they're going to place. And they don't tell other candidates to call them. They don't spend time giving free advice or doing resumes. And my biggest problem were my clients. They always referred their cousins, their aunts, their wives for me to help them. And I'd end up doing free resumes and giving them free career consulting because they were a client. And I knew it was a waste of my time. I knew I wasn't going to make any money, but it was a client that referred the person. So of course I helped them. Your company's reputation, however, depends on your ability to nurture people and form lifelong relationships with 100% of the candidates who contact you for a job. And so how do you do that? How do you focus on the 5% you're going to place so you can be more successful and yet have people love your company even when you don't help them? If you provide results and resources to every candidate, their positive experience would result in increased candidate referrals, positive posts on social media, improved word of mouth, which is something you can't buy. They'd form lifelong relationships with you, and you would fill jobs faster because you would be focused on the 5%, but providing resources and telling these other candidates what they can do to find a job on their own. And so my question when I was faced with this problem, because my business is no different than yours, when we would survey candidates that came to us for a job, the candidates we placed loved us. The candidates we didn't place thought we really misrepresented what we could do, thought we were a big fat waste of their time, and were upset with us. And see, when I was in business 30 years ago, if a candidate was not happy, they would tell their family, I went to this firm and they did nothing for me. Now they get on social media and they can tell 3,000 people about their negative experience. The problem is, who has the time to do this? Most of you don't have enough hours in the day to cover the open recs you have, let alone help everybody that your company attracts. The conventions I was at recently said that on average, we're filling 1 out of every 8 direct orders, and we're filling 1 out of every 9 temp and contract assignments or contracts. I mean, it's a candidate-driven marketplace. So I want to offer you two solutions. What I think you need to do is either create a resource that's going to help the candidates you don't place so they quit calling you. So give them a resource that they can go to that can give them something to do to find a job, or you could set up a Happy Candidates career portal. And I believe this is the best thing I've ever done for our profession. I train, I do a lot of things. I've been in our profession more than 30 years, but it has bothered me greatly that the people that need me the most, I can't do anything for. So what I did is I built a career portal basically as part of my website. And I was sending all the candidates I'd in place to this career portal, and I was doing weekly calls for them and sending them a monthly email. And then my competitors saw it, and people that I know in the business saw it and said, can we have one? So finally, a little over 2 years ago, I had a tech team customize it, or you too could have one of these career portals for your business. And just imagine the benefits in giving all these candidates you don't place or hire a free resume builder, a career advisor that's like our prep, but it's automated, letting them attend live weekly webinars where they can ask questions, getting a weekly email, giving them career advice on what's going on in the job market, giving them a 15-step process to find a job on their own, and giving them access to the Indeed job board so they can apply to 1,200 job boards in one place. Early next year, we're actually going to be launching an upgraded version of the career portals, and this upgraded version is going to give you the ability for you to list your jobs on the home page of your career portal. It's going to even have more customization. You're going to basically see the candidates that register on your site, and the user experience is going to be friendlier, and they're going to be able to sign up using Facebook or any type of social media, and it's going to give you more detailed analytics so you can see what people are doing. It was interesting because I've had several companies come back and they've had unbelievable benefits of having these career portals because they're helping everybody now, and they're even giving it to people that they normally wouldn't place in jobs. They're giving it to career fairs, job fairs. They're giving it to their clients that are having cutbacks and layoffs. So there's endless possibilities on how you can use this. But imagine if your reality was to help everybody. The candidates thought you created this for them. I'm invisible. My name's not in anything. You would get increased referrals. You would increase word of mouth advertising. Posts on social media would be positive, and you're going to stop the call-ins from candidates. Because every time you answer a call-in from a candidate you're not going to place in a job, I want you to imagine just sending them a check for $100 or putting $100 in their account, because that's at least what it's costing you. So instead of focusing on the people you can place, you're taking these call-ins because, again, we're nice people, but it's costing you a fortune. If you want a record year in 2019, we have to stop doing this. Our current clients have shared the following with me. They have increased efficiency and productivity. It's eliminated the greatest time waster. And as a result, you got happier candidates because the candidates receive a resource that helped them find a job, and happier recruiters because you're more satisfied. You leave every day knowing you helped everybody you attracted. I came back from 2 conferences and I just got chocolate-covered strawberries from, a company called Edibles from one of our career portal owners. And he said, Barb, we keep getting notes and accolades, and we got flowers and thank you notes from candidates that we normally would have ignored, and you're doing all the work. Because, see, all you do is spend 30 minutes to set this up, and we do all the support. I do the calls. So I do the job seeker calls and answer questions. I just did one this morning. And so they think I work for you when I'm doing these calls because I never give my name. Many of the job seekers who are using the resources in the career portal, again, are people we would ignore. If you're asked to speak at a job fair, give them your career portal. I've given my career portal to my church. I've given it to Better Women's Shelters. I've given it to the Boys and Girls Clubs. I've given it to the schools. And the beautiful part about this is the companies that own my career portals are receiving cookie bouquets and flowers and thank you notes, but more importantly, increased referrals. Other benefits, it differentiates you from your competition. You will attract new candidates. Your existing clients will utilize the resource. My clients are sending the candidates they're not hiring to my career portal. The career portal also generates passive income. And so if you utilize this career portal, if you send the candidates you're not placing on a job to your career portal, it will pay for itself. And again, so that I tried to price it and put a passive income function in there so it pays for itself. You have three options. You can do nothing, which is fine. You can continue, to just assist the 5% of candidates you attract. You can develop your own site or resource. I can tell you that it's cost me over $500,000 to create this and a tremendous amount of my time, but you could take mine and mirror it, try to do something similar, or you could set up a Happy Candidates career portal in minutes, and it could be live. It could be live within 24 hours. We just have to purchase the domain name you choose and get it up and running. Obviously, I believe that option 3 is the best just because of the results we've had over the last 2 years. I've had this out there for 2 years now, and I know it works. If you want to look at one of these, we have a sample one up. You could go to www.myjobsearchresources, and that's one of our career portals. And you could register as a job seeker on the site. The only thing you have to do is use a correct email. You could, register as Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, but you have to give a correct email address to get the experience of the career portal. A positive candidate experience is going to continue to be a challenge, and you need to resolve this in this candidate-driven marketplace. If you're not filling a majority of the job orders and contracts and assignments you're writing, it's because your recruiters are spending 90 minutes a day talking to people that are never going to make any money for you and never make any money for them. A Happy Candidates career portal guarantees a positive candidate experience. Now, I promise to do this call one more time this year because when we launch the new career portal after the first of the year, the price will go up. It normally is $9.99 a year. Anybody watching this webinar and contacting us will get a discount of $400. And so your total investment will be $599. And I can tell you, every one of our career portal owners that is utilizing the career portal, they're putting job seekers in there every month. They are doubling and tripling at least their investment back in passive income. Now, this offer is valid through next Wednesday, so through November 20th. Your company, your team, and your profits will greatly benefit from candidates who are happy. And again, I've got results from our clients, and I guess the biggest testimonial I can give you is we've only had 2 people cancel their career portals that have set them up, and in both instances, they went out of business or they retired, they're no longer in the business. And I actually had one of the recruiters buy a career portal from one of their owners because they wanted to keep offering these services. It's interesting, I even have some career portal owners that are offering the career portal as part of an outplacement service. They're charging $1,500 to do a resume and to provide the career portal, and they're having the resume writers that we have in the career portal do the resume, and so they're literally doing nothing and charging $1,500 a head. So some people are making thousands of dollars on the career portal, and I share all these ideas with anybody that owns them. This offer is not listed on our website. Again, to take advantage of this by next week, you need to call the number listed, or if you have questions, you can either call our office or send an email to support@staffingandrecruiting.com. I can tell you that at this point of my career, what I'm trying to do is leave a legacy for all of us, and people are confused. They don't know what to expect from you and I. And we can't afford to have candidates out there, and not only are they putting negative posts online, some of them are recording what we're saying on the phones, they're recording what we're doing when we're interviewing them. I mean, we've got to be very aware that the candidate experience can make or break who we are and can make or break our businesses. And so as a person that's been in this profession 30 years, originally I was just going to help all the people that came to my firm. And then when everybody asked if I could private label this, it did take me almost 18 months to determine how to private label it. But you could have it, the setup process takes less than 30 minutes. Less than 30 minutes, and we do all the support. We take all their questions, and I have no access to your candidates, by the way. I don't have access to the database. You each have your own. You pick a domain name. The candidates are kept in your domain, so it's still your candidates. And the only questions we will send to you is if we get a question about a job you have, or they're asking a question about your specific services, we forward those emails to you. But if they're asking about where to find things on the career portal, how to use it, or they've got a question on any of the topics that we're covering for them. And by the way, we ask them for the topics they want me to train on every week. And it's interesting how they're very interactive, and so many of them have found jobs. And guess who they thank? Not me. They thank you. So again, this is a limited offer till next Wednesday. I hope that you decide to set up a career portal for your business. I'm telling you, it'll end up costing you nothing. And I've had people, show the career portal to individuals that wanted to know, are you helping everybody? Are you reaching out? There's that do-gooder in us. We're social workers who like money, and I give my career portal to every nonprofit that asks me for help finding people jobs that are part of their nonprofit, and they love it, and they're on the calls, and they're so grateful that I gave them this resource, because the resource is better than having an hour of my time, believe me, because it stays with them until they find a job. So what I'd like to do now is answer any questions you have. You can ask me questions one of two ways. You can go to the control panel on the right, and if you go up toward the top, you see that little hand that looks like a hand being raised on the left-hand side. If you click that, I can unmute your lines and you and I could talk. I'd be glad to answer any questions. Or there's a question bar on the bottom of the control panel. Toward the bottom, you can basically ask any questions there. And so if you've got any questions, you can type them in and I'd be glad to answer them. So let me see. Does it really take only 30 minutes? It actually takes 15 minutes to set up your career portal. I said it was going to take 30 minutes because I wanted to double the time. Just because sometimes when you're trying to think of your domain name, like I took my company name and put career site behind my company name, when you're choosing the name of your career portal, because you could put a button or badge on your website that lead them to your career portal. But choosing the domain name takes more time than setting up the career portal. When you offer additional services and you improve after the first of the year, will that cost extra? No. Anybody that invests now will always have that cost. This is from Stacy. Can this be tied in with Top Echelon to be used for splits? No, this is not intended to be used for splits. You're sending candidates here you're not going to place or hire. And so, this is not an ATS. It's not a split network. This is a resource you're giving candidates that, that you're not going to place. Now, everybody originally said they didn't want access to the candidates. Now the owners are saying, can we see who's in there? So yes, the candidates, you're going to be able to see them now. That took a lot more programming and a lot more bandwidth. So I had to put this on a new server and do a lot of things for you to be able to access the candidates, but it's not meant to be a split network. Are there some candidates that are impossible to place? Of course there are. There's a lot of candidates that you're not going to place because our clients want skills, stability, and experience, and you're all in a niche. And so that's why we have so many candidates that contact us that we're never going to place because it's not what we do. Or maybe they want to work contract and you're a direct firm, or they want to work direct and you don't do direct hire. Or they're a very qualified nurse and you place engineers. So of course there's many candidates that are just impossible for you to place. But do most people that come through our career portal find a job? They do, because we're showing them exactly what to do to market themselves and how to go out there. And so, most of the people that use our career portal, we get great reports back from the candidates that they find work. And we show them how to actually, and again, there's a resume builder in there. There's things that they can do. We show them how to do it. So most people that come here are helped. And I can tell you, my church, I'm a hero with my church. They love that they can use the career portal. I feel good about all the places I've given this to. And these are people I would have never reached out to. I didn't have time. And now I let everybody use it. And, and they love our firm for it. So it's given us a community service profile too, because I've had nonprofits call me all the time, can we use your career portal? Absolutely. And they love that there's weekly calls and, there's people they can talk to, so they love that. Why is the offer only until the 20th? It's only until the 20th, quite frankly, because we want it, whenever we make an offer, we always put a limited time frame on it, just because if you're not going to invest within a week, you probably won't. And this is the only time we're offering this now, from now to the end of the year. After the first of the year, our focus is now going to be on launching the new product. And so I wanted to do one more call offering everybody this at this price. And then after the first of the year, when we launch the new, you'll get it. And that's why I wanted to do one more call offering people that follow me the opportunity to get this at a 40% discount. So that's why you've got till the 20th. Can we talk to you personally? Yes. Let's see. This is from Kristen. How do we generate income from a candidate that gets a job through the site? Who pays? Your candidates can go on the site, Kristen, and get all the information for free. And so for the first 2 years that I just had this with my company, it didn't generate any passive income at all because they just went to the site, they got all the services free, but they kept asking me, will you review my resume? Well, I can't review resumes for thousands of people. And then they would say, would you write a resume for me? Well, I'm not a resume service. And so what I finally did is I found a group in North Carolina that is phenomenal. They talk to people when they do resumes, and they were cheaper than anybody I found online. So I partnered with them. So if you're, we give them the resume builder, but if they want somebody to review their resume, this team will review their resume for $7. So what I do is I pay the service $5 for every resume they review, and the other $2 that's left, you get $1 and I get $1. Well, it's not really $1. I pay the merchant fee for processing the credit card. It comes to like 50 cents a transaction. So the $1.50 I split with the owner of the firm. And so, and then if they decide after the review, I don't want to do this, I want somebody to write my resume for me, then if they sign up for a resume, then the team calls them, and we have 100% satisfaction guarantee. So they have to be happy with the resume that they pay for. We've had one resume returned in the 3.5 years I've been doing this, and I don't think anybody would have satisfied him because I even talked to him, and you just couldn't satisfy him. But we pay them for the resume service, and whatever the profit is, we split with you 50-50. So that's how it generates passive income. I can tell you the new career portal we're launching after the first of the year, they want assessment tools, they want computer training. They're asking us for all kinds of things. So when enough job seekers ask us for certain things because they're really using this as their resource. Oh, by the way, the new career portal is going to also have a CRM where they can track their job search, and we're going to give them prompts. Did you send a thank you letter? Did you do your research? Here's how you do your research. So I wrote a CRM. It took me almost 10 months for job seekers, and they get that free. But if they pay for any of the services in the career portal, then we will split the profits with you 50-50 after we pay the merchant fees and after we pay the provider of the service. Will our logo be able to be on the portal site? Yes, your logo, your name, your colors. We do not, you don't see us. We're in the back. They have no idea who we are. We back it, we support it, but it looks like you. All right, everybody, I don't see any further questions. I did say I was just going to take 30 minutes. We're at that point. We would love to welcome you as our newest career portal owners. I'm telling you, when you set this up, you're going to wonder how you did things without it. And your recruiters end up loving it because they all end up making more money because now they're focusing on the candidates they're going to place, but they feel good. You leave work every day knowing you helped 100% of the people you attracted. That was a big one for me. I felt really bad that the people that needed me the most, I could do nothing for. And so now that no longer exists. We can help everybody. If you're not an owner and you are on this call, please give this to your owner. You're going to get a recording of this call as well, after this call. So, make sure that you share that with your owner because I'm telling you, it'll help you make more money. And it's a very minimal investment. They'll get their money back. I'm telling you, if you use it, you'll make your money back tenfold. And it's just one of the best things I've done for job seekers and for the staffing and recruiting profession. I want everybody to love us. I don't want them to have a negative experience and then not want to use us or feel negatively about us. And I just spoke at a conference, ERE, it was all talent acquisition professionals. And boy, they justified the fact that a lot of them had negative experiences with recruiters. And that's why they're so negative when we call them, because they did not have a positive experience. So the time to rectify this is now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And I look forward to hopefully welcoming you all as our newest career portal owners. Have a great day and have a wonderful holiday. Thanks, everybody.